Many people say that spasticity is worst in the morning or any time after they've been sitting or lying down for any period of time. Some of my patients mention that it happens after just 5 or 10 minutes of being sedentary. For others, it takes about 8 hours or overnight, and some experience it anywhere in between. I want to show you 5 stretches that you can do to reduce your spasticity in the morning or really any time of the day. When we're talking about sleeping, we are often lying down. Even if you're in a recliner, you're still in a more lying down position, and our muscles can get really tight, especially if we haven't used them often within a certain amount of time. So these stretches can help reduce spasticity. I'm going to show you what the stretches are, and we're just going to run through them. But when you're doing this on your own, you can choose if you want to spend about 20 minutes or so slowly getting these stretches in, or if you just want to do them for about 20 or 30 seconds each, and then be on your merry way. According to research specific to MS, when you have spasticity, longer holds can be better, anywhere from 60 seconds to 2 or 3 minutes. But we don't always have that time, especially if you have to go to the bathroom first thing in the morning. So, at the very least, you want to try to hold each stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. I think we all count too fast, so erring more on the side of 30 seconds is probably going to be your best bet. The first stretch is our hip stretch. So we want to be stretching the outside of our hip with this one. You can either cross one leg over the other like this. I'm crossing my right ankle over my left ankle, sitting up tall and hinging forward. Or if you can reach down with your arms, grab that leg, pull it up so that it's sitting on your lower thigh, then sit up tall. If you have really tight hip flexors, especially after not moving for a while, this is enough of a stretch. If you need more of a stretch, you can hinge forward, and you should be feeling this stretch anywhere on the outside of your hip or the outside of your thigh. For all of these stretches, you are going to feel it wherever it's tightest for you. Anytime one of my patients asks me, "Dr. Jasmine, am I doing this stretch correctly?" my first response is, "Where are you feeling it?" And if they tell me that they're feeling it where they're supposed to, even if they look funky, even if they look like they're not doing it right, if they're feeling it in the right area, that's all we're going for. It's perfect, and I wouldn't change anything. Then we'd back off, slowly lower it down, and do the same thing on the other side. Either crossing your ankle or grabbing, either way, sitting up tall and hinging forward. You feel that stretch right on the outside of your hip. The next stretch that you can do is a hamstring stretch. Our hamstring muscles run from that bone that we sit on all the way down to behind your knee. So, you're going to want to sit on the edge of your bed, straighten one knee, try to straighten the knee as much as possible, sit up tall, and hinge forward. I always like to have my hands on my opposite lower thigh. If you're pressing on the leg that's straight, it can bother the back of your knee, which we don't want to do. So hands are on the knee that's bent, hinge forward. Doesn't matter what your ankle is doing. So often my patients will ask, "Do I lift my ankle up or down?" Whatever feels comfortable for you. And of course, we would want to do the same thing on the other side. The next stretch is going to be an inner thigh stretch, and this one is great if you've just been sleeping. Because a lot of the times when we're asleep, our legs are together, especially if we're laying on our side. So we want to stretch our inner thighs. If your inner thighs don't get that stretch, then they'll be sucked in, and you might start walking with more of this tandem style gait. And that can cause more tripping and make you feel more off balance. So, one way that I like to stretch my inner thighs right at the edge of the bed is to open my feet as wide as I can and make sure my knees follow suit. So, I don't want your knees caving in, but your feet are out, knees are out, and you hinge forward like this. So, I know you can't see me from the front. Pretend I'm sitting. I'm going to turn and face you. Pretend my bed is this way. This is what it looks like. So my feet are wide, you don't want your knees caving in, you want your knees staying out, and then you're hinging forward. So this is what it would look like if I was sitting on my bed. The next stretch is our hip flexor stretch. Our hip flexors also get really tight when we're lying down, or especially if we've been sitting for a while. There's lots of ways to do this stretch, but one way that I like to do that I'll show you right now is standing in a staggered stance. Showing you from the front, you have a wide stance. You're not in a tandem stance, nice and wide, and you're only stepping as far back as you feel comfortable and confident. The further you are, the less stable you'll feel. There's not really a need to be back this far, so step back a little bit wider than what a normal step length is for you. Then from here, you're going to tuck your butt under, Really try to make a C with your body. And when you do that, you should feel some type of stretch in the front of your hip. If you don't, you can try to straighten that back knee while without losing that tuck. So keeping your butt tucked under, try to straighten that back knee. And that's when you should feel a stretch in the front of your hip. This can also stretch the front of your thigh, your quadricep muscles. You're going to feel it wherever your muscles are tightest, so it could be either one of those. And then, of course, you would want to do the same thing on the other side. Stepping back, round your hips under, try to straighten the back knee if you need more of a stretch without losing that tuck, and then you would relax. The final stretch that is great to do in the morning right after you've gotten out of bed or anytime you've been sedentary is a calf stretch to stretch the muscle on the back of your lower leg. When those muscles are tight, it can make foot drop worse, and it can make toe drag and foot slap, all of those symptoms worse. So one way that you can stretch that easily on your bed is to stand close to your bed. You can hold on to the headboard if you have one, or down by the actual mattress. You're going to step back with one leg and push that heel down, and just by doing this, you should feel a stretch in the back of that leg, specifically the lower leg. To get the second calf muscle, you can bend that knee just slightly, and it should move the stretch from being in this meaty, bulky part of your calf down to the lower part closer to your heel. And then, of course, you'd want to do the same thing on the other side. Heel is down, and you can shift your weight onto this front leg. The more you shift your weight there, the bigger the stretch it's going to be. If you want, you can bend that back knee, and there you have it. Those are my 5 favorite stretches that I recommend all to do in the morning if you have spasticity specifically from MS. And as I mentioned, make these work for you. If you want, set a timer for 20-30 minutes. Go slow. Maybe you're holding each stretch for about 60 seconds each side, and you're doing them 2 rounds through and you're just going slow, taking your time. Or maybe you don't have much time and you just do about 20 to 30 seconds each one, just 1 time per leg, and you're on your way. And if you don't even have that much time, pick the ones that feel truest for you. If some of them you felt like, I don't have spasticity in that muscle, then you don't have to do those ones. But if you really felt tightness in one of them, just pick that one. Do that first thing in the morning, and then go on your merry way. When you have MS, spasticity can be so debilitating, and there are lots of strategies that you can implement. But one strategy is stretching, so I hope you give these a try. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe, share it with a friend, and comment below to let me know what you thought.